Welcome to the San Francisco Symphony Fun and Games music page. Now, when you first click on the link, it'll bring you to a page that looks like this. It's going to say that it requires Adobe Flash. Just simply click on this red F right here, and then it will bring up something like that. And it might say Flash Player is no longer supported after December of last year. Click Allow, and then magically, it still works. Now, we are going to compose music. If you think back to when we went through the instrument families, we talked a little bit about composing, conducting, and then musicians and singers. When you compose music, that means that you are writing music. So we are going to learn how to write some basic music. Um, Writing's a lot of fun, just like it says right here. It's not a lot like it's a lot like learning to write words, but instead of using letters to create words, we use musical notes and other symbols to create music. Now, every so often, there might be a little blue box like this one down here. They'll give you a little hint to help you out. Click on it. It'll either go away or move on to the next hint. Let's start. Now, there are a few different lessons. Go in order. Like I said before, if you see a little blue box, you can click on it, and it'll move on to the next tip. Read it, and then click on it. We're going to start at the top, and we'll go down. Okay. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of different parts, a lot of different things you have to learn to write music. Go through, and then we'll start with the basics. Okay. This is just going to remind you that this is called a musical staff. It's made of 5 lines and 4 spaces. On these spaces or below or above, we can add notes to it. Okay. Now, we already know a lot of this stuff because we've done a great job listening. So I could put a whole note up on the page if I got rid of these 4 notes. If I click on it, I'll add another measure. I could put one whole note in my music. And now if I want to move over the measure, I click above it and I drag it with my mouse. You can see I did that. Now I could add a half note here, or I could put a half note. Sorry. I could put a half note here. Then let's say I use a quarter note, or maybe I want to put a rest in between. So I put the quarter note, instead of being there, I put the end of the measure. It should allow me to do that, but it's okay if it doesn't. Now, as you see, I cannot put anything else in this measure because if we look at the very beginning, something we haven't talked about too much is a 4/4. That tells me how many beats could I have in each measure. Don't worry about that so much right now because they won't let you go over 4. We'll talk about that more in class. You can make your song, I think, 8 measures, but you might be able to go a little bit further. And then once you are done with this, click play. Oh, don't forget to move it back to the little yellow arrow back to the beginning of your song if you want to hear the whole song. And click play. I think it's a pretty good song so far. What do you guys think? I think this is a great way to just start writing music quickly without too much worrying about correct rhythms and rules so much of writing music. Now, like I said before, you're going to learn how to compose music, but you also can learn how to perform. If we go over to this, not compose, not conduct, but perform, the third one over, we'll come to some place called the instrument garden. Now, you should remember a lot of these instruments from our instrument safari, which we went on. We got to go to string savannah and the brass lands, and you'll see some of these instruments here, like the violin, piano. You can click on any part to learn more about it. If you want to learn how to play a scale, click play a scale. Then click on the notes to play the instrument. But you can also play them out of order too, if you want to play some music that way. You can do it with any instrument. Okay? We're running out of time, so have fun, guys, and enjoy.